Happy Saturday, guys, and welcome to the venue live. My name is Roger Ramirez, and this is Houston's first online live performance venue brought to you from R&R Studio. Today, we are here in the studio with our good friends from Red Iris. Red Iris. Thank you, guys, for joining us.
Thank you.
Zeke, Emily, Brock, and other awesome musicians. Sorry, guys. I don't know everybody's names yet, but name tags, that would be a good idea. Oscar and JJ. I know you as the Gorilla Life dude. Yeah, that's the first thing I asked him. All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself and your name and what you do in the band.
Brock Wilson. I play keyboards, rhythm guitar, and backup vocals in the band. Been doing music most of my life. Played in various bands, recorded, put some music out. I got some of my personal music out on Spotify and some of the streaming formats out there. It was country music mostly. But yeah, I've always had a passion for music my entire life.
Okay. Emily Glazner. I'm the lead singer. I've always really loved music since I was a kid.
Zeke Hernandez, play guitar. Just been playing for quite a while now. Just enjoy playing all types, everything. Just happy to be here, man. Appreciate you doing this.
Oscar Gonzalez, bass player. Been playing with this guy since we were kids, and this guy since we were teenagers as well. So yeah, just want to do something original, a little creative, have fun doing it.
JJ, drummer.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, nice and easy. All right, so tell us how all of y'all came together. I know a few of y'all play in different projects, but why Red Iris? How did y'all come together?
What do you think, JJ? You want to take that one?
We've been playing as kids. We've been playing as kids forever, obviously, me and Jay. And then me and Jay played in a cover band for a lot of years. Got a little burned out on that, so I stopped. He continued doing it, and that's where he met Emily and Zeke. And Brock has always been around since we were kids as well, so we decided to get a project together, try to write some good songs that we enjoy playing, and hope people enjoy them. And so yeah, it's kind of
I think it was a lot of it had to do with the guys, especially Jay, getting burned out with cover bands and kind of saying tired of playing the same songs every night and want to do something original. We had talked about it a few years. Oscar and I had worked on music, original music. I had kind of a small studio and had some artists come in, and whenever I needed drums or bass, I would call these guys to come out and help out. And then I guess I had some original music that I had been working on, and Jay, when the CD came out, Jay was like, "Hey, it sounds good, let's get together and work on it." And we started putting some stuff together, but we realized quickly that the CD I put out was country music, and I had Nashville musicians play on it, and none of us were country music really musicians. So when we started trying to play the music, there was no fiddle, no steel guitar, we didn't have the keys, so it just didn't sound right. And we were looking at different singers and kind of taking a different angle. And then we had a few singers, and Emily came in, and we heard her voice, and we're like, okay, let's take this a different direction. And then from there, it took a shape into what is now Red Iris. And Zeke came on board with guitars, and the sound just started coming together. We all have different influences. We all have different backgrounds on what we like, what we played. And I think when you listen to our music, it really shows up. You can hear some people are like, oh, it sounds like rock, or you got kind of a pop sound to you on some music, and then some of it's kind of a bluesy, soulful kind of sound. And I think what gives us that unique sound is the background that we all have and we bring to the band. Yep.
That was a great response, man. It was very interesting. So why Red Iris? Who thought of the name? Red, what does it mean? What does Red Iris mean?
Now it kind of means something, but before it really didn't. We were all at Brock's and we were practicing, and his wife was like, all right, let's do this. And she goes into the kitchen and she pulls up a monitor quite like that one and puts all these words here and all these words over here.
Oh, no shit.
And yeah, that's kind of how it came together. We were like, well, we don't want this word, this word, this word, or this word, because we all know bands that have that. And it was like, do y'all like Red? Do you like Iris? All right, let's throw that them together. And then,
that's interesting.
But now it actually means something in the sense of like red is always kind of represents, at least to me, and I'm sure the guys feel so, like black and red is like kind of like a rock and roll kind of thing. And then iris is a beautiful flower. You know, it's kind of fragile in the sense. So, but I'm surrounded by these wonderful guys. I'm the girl in the middle. You know, so it's like for me, when I think of Red Iris, it's like that. You know, you can put these two things together and get something really beautiful out of it, something hard and something sweet and beautiful, and all wrapped up into rock and roll.
That's awesome. That's actually a very interesting way of finding a name. I've never tried that before. It's always so hard. It's always so hard to, like, at least for me. I know people that can just come up with kick-ass names, but for me, it's always been like, man, that's like so lame. You know, like anything that I pick, but that's a good way of like picking different words. And the toilet bowls, the urinators. So Brock mentioned that you all have different styles. How would you define Red Iris and what style? Like, how would you define the style that you do?
But it's like what he said. I mean, it's all different. You know, each one of us have grown up listening and loving the music that we have passion for, and we bring those influences. Like, I mean, like,
so just a collection of
it
different
really
styles.
It's like a hodgepodge, which is great because it gives us a different sound that we really enjoy. You know, I mean, there's absolutely rock and roll. There's absolutely country. There's southern rock. You know that. You know, we have this song called Mother Mary, and it's got this great kind of just great raw feel to it. And then, you know, it comes out and rocks in the end. And, you know, we have a couple of poppy tunes that we play, and, you know, but it's our music, and it's what influences. I mean, I know that I have completely different influences than a lot of the guys in the band, and then I have the exact same influences as the guys in the band.
Well, earlier today we're listening to some music to get in the mood, and you were mentioning Elton John as one of your favorite, which is one of my favorites. Who else influences you as far as artists?
Well, for me, I don't know, as a bass player, Hookie from Joy Division, New Order, Les Patterson from the Bunnymen. Then you have, you know, John Paul Jones, Paul McCartney, great bass players. But we all like talking about different sounds. Zeke played Spanish rock. You know, we grew up, you know, listening to a bunch of alternative Guns N' Roses. A lot of Guns N' Roses, you know, Pearl Jam, that whole era. We were around when all those bands were kicking. So, yeah, everyone comes from a different influence, and so the sound's a little, you know, I think unique. I think it's good. Enjoy it, but definitely the Spanish rock thing was a big thing for Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, since the get-go, I don't think there was ever a defined, you know, like, this is the sound, right? So, I mean, at the whole time, it's always been. I mean, I come from roots of Spanish, of Spanish rock, even going into some Tejano and things like that. So that's where I started. That's where I shaded my first stage with, you know what I mean, with other musicians, was in that genre. So, but I mean, overall, I mean, I think that, you know, obviously you're gonna hear rock, you're gonna hear soulful Southern rock, you're gonna hear alternative, you're gonna throw some pop in there, and I think the good thing about us is that we don't go into a studio and we say, well, that's not our sound, right? You know, that doesn't sound like us. It just, I think organically, now everything just sounds like us. You know?
I think also what's cool is it's evolving. So our sound from when we started and the new music we're making is changing. I think we're continuing to bring different aspects of our background and what we like and our taste into the new music we're creating. So I think it's kind of cool because I think it'd be kind of, for me personally, lame if we're like, okay, we're a rock band and we're just going to write rock music. That's it. It's pretty wide open for us. You know, Zeke starts playing the guitar piece during practice, and next thing you know, it turns into a song. And we just it just works that way. And we've been really
It's
lucky.
pretty badass, man. So where can people find you on social media? Who's a social media guy?
Well, I think for the most part, all of us are. I mean, but most definitely you can obviously find us on Facebook, Red Iris Music, at Red Iris Music. You can go to Instagram and go to, I think Instagram is also at Red Iris Music, www.redirismusic.com. So, you know, most definitely all your social platforms, we're going to be there. We're going to try to share, you know, we're going to try to just gain any fan base that we can. You know, that's what it's all about. But
Tell us a little bit about the songs that you're going to play for us today.
So for the most part, we're going to be playing. We actually just did a set at Warehouse Live a few weeks ago, I think. Right, it was 2 weeks ago. So we're going to go through about 9 or 10 songs today, and you know, we're going to touch a little bit on every part that Brock and Emily was saying on the influences and what you're going to hear. So you'll see.
Pretty awesome, guys. So guys, look them up on social media. Make sure you like their pages and share their pages. These guys need to be heard. You have an awesome voice. You were absolutely correct. I was sitting there listening to you. And
By the way, that is not what I said.
No. Okay, let me.
That is not what I said.
That's
I
what
said.
Emily toots her own horn.
That's what I.
I said that most people say, I didn't think that was going to come out of you. That's what they say.
I guess that could have been a good thing or a bad thing, right?
Yes, so it's
So-
always a good
so-
thing when they say it.
It's
But
always
yeah,
a good thing.
I'm fantabulous.
So if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that we can keep doing this. We need fans. We need people's music to be heard. If you're on Twitter, give us a bunch of hearts. And let's not keep them waiting anymore. How about we let's do it.
Let's rock and roll.
We're going to take a 2-minute break. Everybody's going to get in their places, put on before I forget, Westone Audio. Thank you for sponsoring us with in-ears. We're all using Westone in-ears today. We've not forgotten about you. Thank you for the pairs that you sent. We're going to keep using them. They're great. They sound clear. And, okay, let's continue, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.